Hey everyone, this is Scott at Celigo, and I want to show you something really cool that you can do with iPaaS and AI. Okay, so here is a flow that I built, and in this flow, I am retrieving conversations from a Slack channel called #Innovator. The backstory on that channel is that at Celigo we use Slack, and we have a channel called #Integrator where people can ask questions about our product, and then all our product experts are in there answering those questions. This channel goes back many years, and there's just so much useful information in that channel. I thought, wow, wouldn't it be awesome if we could somehow utilize that to answer questions with AI? So I built this flow. Again, these first two bubbles, get out the conversations and then I get all the replies. Once I have that information, I send those conversations to OpenAI. Specifically, I'm using the chat completion API. And I ask OpenAI to build a knowledge base article from the conversation. So this is something that AI is really good at. Read the conversation, get rid of all the back and forth chatter, find the salient points, the core questions being asked, the core solutions being suggested, and build an article. Once I have that article, I then use OpenAI again to create an embedding for that article. So for those of you not familiar with embeddings, an embedding is like the meaning of the article. And then once I have the embedding, I store that in a vector database called Pinecone, which you may or may not have heard of. And so now, like taking a step back, I now with this flow have all of the Slack conversations that have taken place about our product in the form of articles, with the meaning of those articles stored in a single database called Pinecone. Now, so what do I do with those articles now that I have them stored as embeddings in Pinecone? Well, I built a chatbot in Slack. So I'm going to now go to a second flow that powers the chatbot. And this flow is very simple. So I have a new channel that I introduced in Slack called #AI-product-KB. And in this channel, you can type anything you want and ask questions. And then when you click enter in Slack, it'll send the message over here to this flow, to this listener. And then the first thing I do is, I noticed when we were testing this that people were using slang words for products. So I send the question to OpenAI and I say, hey, replace all the slang words with their formal product terminology. And so I basically just kind of like rewrite the question to make sure it has formal product terminology, which is what all of our products experts use in Slack. It's what's in all our user guides and so on. I then create an embedding for the question. And so now I've captured the meaning of the question. And then what I do is I run a similarity search in Pinecone, in that embedding database. And I try to find all of the articles that are in Pinecone that are similar to the question that's being asked. So I get all those back. And then what I do is now I construct a new prompt that I send to OpenAI. So here I have all of the articles that are relevant, and then I have the question, and I send all of that to OpenAI, and I send it to GPT-4 because this is the hard part. This is where you have all this different information and a question and piecing it all together. I send that to GPT-4, and I say, answer the question. And GPT-4 is surprisingly really good at answering questions, where you give it the guide and the question, and nothing else, and on one try. And then once I get the answer, I post that back to Slack in the form of a reply to the original Slack message. And then at the very end, all the sources that were used to answer the question, I'm also posting those as replies so that users can see like, hey, here's where this answer came from. So if we were to look inside Slack at an example, here I posted a question. How does a user know how much data is on a given page? And you can see that the AI generated a very thorough answer, considering lots of different variables and aspects of this question. And then it posted all the sources and so on. All right, so again, I think that's like super cool use case for iPaaS and AI. And you need an iPaaS because you got to get the data out of Slack, and then of course you use the AI to do all the really cool Q&A type analysis. Now, taking a step back, I think like this one use case, it just like makes me think of so many other use cases too, and I've already started doing some of them here. Pulling all of our Zendesk articles also into Pinecone, because sometimes we don't have a Q&A in Slack that covers a topic, so let's also load all of our user guides. We have a community forum where our partners and customers can ask questions and product experts for answers. That's very similar to Slack, but public facing. So I did the same pattern there. And then also I want to start to analyze support tickets, because there's a lot of useful information that our support reps are adding in those tickets. And then I could also see us pulling stuff from Google Docs, Jira, where we have feature descriptions, and a lot of the product managers are collaborating on ideas and so on. And then really just taking a step back from all of that, I just think this is such a cool pattern where you use an iPaaS to get knowledge or just any type of data out of any system, and then route it through an AI to do like you could do an analysis where you create embeddings. First you summarize with the AI, then create embeddings, and then try to like group those things to see, like, maybe you're looking at all your support tickets and saying, in the last 30 days, what are the most common things that people are complaining about from this standpoint, like the AI summary / embedding. You could, when a ticket comes in, you could create a summary and an embedding, and then see if anything else has been logged in the last couple days, and if so, route it to the same rep, or auto respond with the information from those other cases. And it just, I don't know, there's just lots of use cases that come to mind. And anyway, I wanted to share this video because I just think this is so cool, and hopefully this gets you guys thinking about stuff you can do that's similar. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.